glad to know that you're still there. This is Rise and Shine Delhi, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakuran. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, quite exactly. Today we're being joined in the studio by a public affairs analyst. He's a political analyst, Asandu Ahirika. Good
You're
to
welcome.
have you in our studios.
Nice to be here.
Welcome,
Just
sir.
quickly, before you get relaxed, how was your trip down here?
It was a bumpy ride to hell. It's sad. Yes, it's poetic. I'm not using that as a metaphor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's sad that for this beautiful edifice, for this beautiful innovation, for this beautiful industry, that the road to this place is in such a mess. And it bleeds my heart, and I want to appeal to the Akwa Ibom State government. Do something about this road. The road has started. Finish it up. And since we are talking about foreign direct investments, industries in Akwa Ibom State, what is happening to this one that has been set up and is agog already? Bringing pride to this state. Everything should be done to prioritize the road, and you can imagine the traffic that will attract to this
You want
place.
to cry.
Absolutely. It's really, it's something that somebody should shed tears about. I love good things, and with this kind of good attraction and good investment, everything should be done by the government to support the investment. Apart from that, are people living here?
Of course.
How do they access their homes?
Okay, we'll
It's
get
terrible.
to that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
You're welcome
Right?
on the show.
You're welcome. First off, a real quick background on the conversation today. A lot of issues have arisen with reference to the just concluded Anambra State Google polls. And one of the major issues has been the fact that we had contenders, right? There was the People's Democratic Party, there was the ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, and there was ABGA, among others. Now, we found out that by way of the mandate, by the way of the people, ABGA won that election in the state. Now, from your viewpoint, would you say that that election was free and fair to start with, considering the fact that a lot of other dynamics were involved in that electoral process?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Yes, to a very large extent, free and fair. That is taking aside the few cases of minor violence and, of course, vote buying, which manifested in some parts of the state. But I give it to INEC. INEC conducted a free, credible, and fair election. Of course, it will have been a misstep if anything contrary was done, given the volatile situation of Anambra prior to the election, during the election, and of course, after the election. So, for such a volatility, all you needed is to maintain peace. Now, not the Akwa Ibom maintain peace. You know, all you need to maintain the peace is to allow a free, fair, because anything could trigger off massive violence on a scale that nobody could control.
Right.
So, I give kudos to INEC. What they did was very credible, outstanding, and if we go that path, Nigeria will be a better place as far as our elections are concerned.
Okay, still in that line, I would like to quickly ask you this. We've seen cases that, people migrating from one party to the other, but that didn't seem to play out in the elections there. And the fact that ABGA actually, the candidate from ABGA actually emerged the winner. Do you feel the Igbos, the Easterners, are actually making a statement with this party?
a very intelligent question. Now, I hope you know the origin of ABGA.
Go ahead.
Odumegwu Ojukwu, the former Biafran leader, who later recanted Biafra and rejoined the Nigerian enterprise, is the architect of, he's the father of ABGA. And of course, the Igbos, you can't take it away from him. They see him as a father figure after the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe. And initially, when ABGA lost the election in 1999 to the PDP, people cried blue murder. They said blue murder. They said that election was, hijacked by the PDP, the then ruling party. And afterwards, ABGA fought a hard battle in courts before former Governor Peter Obi now got his mandate back. That was purportedly, of course not purportedly, the courts declared that it was wrongfully ascribed to the PDP back then. And from that time, ABGA has reigned supreme in Anambra State. Of course, they followed the father figure. Even when after Dumegwu Ojukwu died, the wife, Bianca Ojukwu, took over as the principal figure in ABGA. And so people have been following, that's his home state. They've been following. So I'm not surprised that ABGA won. Governor Biano won. Now, you said there were no defections. Actually, there were defections from ABGA. People resigned, some special assistants to the governor. Some local government chairmen resigned and joined Senator Andioba in APC because they believed the APC was going to rule. And there was rumor rife that the governor, the incumbent governor, Governor Biano, Willow Biano, was about to defect to the APC. But it didn't play out. And in fact, he was accused by his party of working for the APC and against Professor Chukwuma Soludo of his party. Now, all those people that defected to APC, believing that Senator Andioba, who has had a very long-standing grip on the politics of the state from when he was in PDP before he defected to APC. But it didn't play out that way. Now, does that make a statement? Yes. Let me start with the defection issue. The defections will always be a part of Nigerian politics, unfortunately so. I don't distinguish between these parties because I believe APC is PDP, is ABGA, and is all what the names you can call. Because you've seen in Nigeria where the parties have swapped candidates. Somebody was a governorship candidate of APC in 2015, and in 2019 he was the governorship party of PDP. And his opponent that was the governorship candidate of PDP in 2015 swap party and became the governorship candidate. It happened in Edo State.
When they can have tickets.
Absolutely, they move over. Now we've seen a senator, Adeyemi, contest on PDP and was defeated by APC. By 2019, he went to APC while the other senator, Dino Lumele, returned to PDP. So what are we talking about? These people are one and the same thing. Now, extract President Muhammadu Buhari from the APC. Isolate Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the PDP, from the APC. The rest of the structure, all you have there is people who moved from the new PDP and joined them, and some from ABGA and joined them, and that's the conglomeration you have called APC today. So our politicians are one and the same. All they do is pursue their self-interest. If this platform refuses to give them the ticket, they move to the other platform. But essentially, we have no political culture. So the defections will continue. Now, are the Igbos making a statement with ABGA? I will say no. And that no is cautiously so. ABGA is seen as an Igbo party. But ABGA is only a ruling party in one state. And has remained so for a long time. Now, we had the PPA, People's Progressive Alliance, which was then founded by former Governor Ojo Zokalo. But he moved over. The party could not stand. After some time, it collapsed because he was keeping preparatory to quitting the PDP. But it collapsed. And so ABGA has remained in Anambra State. ABGA has not been able to penetrate any other of the Igbo states. PDP reigns supreme. Now, APC has now infiltrated through the courts. They got Imo State. And they could describe him as the Supreme Court governor. Now, you go to Anambra, Ebonyi State. The governor, whom, in my opinion, is one of the best governors that have emerged in this era, has crossed over or has carpeted to the APC. So you now have 2 APC states in Igbo land, 2 PDP states in Igbo land, and 1 ABGA state. So if you ask me if they are making a political statement, I will tell you it is neither here nor there. And there is this suspicion too that the remaining 2 governors in PDP are likely going to switch camp before 2015. So we watch and see. So the Igbos, as far as I'm concerned, are not making any political statement with any of the parties.
Okay. Now let's look at, you said they're not making any political statement. Okay.